Hey, remember, this is the Freedom Train podcast series, and we are brought to you by PAX Inc. That's PACTSINC. PAX Inc. is a Black advocacy and Black think tank organization that gets together and gathers and puts together information, tangible information, survival information that the Black community could use immediately to help improve the quality of our existence. All we gotta do is use the information. It's free information. You can access it. All you gotta do is visit the website at www.pactsinc.org and you can access the free information. While you're online, make sure you visit our Freedom Train website at www.freedomtrainradio.com. That way you can learn more about myself, Joseph Ward. You can learn more about Patrick Irvin, Queen Shelby, Queen Candace, and Enigma September is back. I believe he is recording on Tuesdays, but Enigma September is back. So y'all make sure y'all go to the website, www.freedomtrainradio.com, and check everybody out and get down with the get down and stay down, because we rolling this train till the train can't roll no more. You heard me? So for the last 3 weeks, we had some interviews. So shout out to Celia Lott, shout out to Josh Johnson, and shout out to Erica Cromartie. Our yearly interview. Shout out to Erica, shout out to Erica, shout out to Erica, shout out to Celia, shout out to Josh Johnson. 3 great interviews. I enjoyed every single moment of all 3 interviews. So shout out to all 3 of you. So we get back into some of this left-handed path stuff today. We are reacting. There's the YouTube channel Just Pearly Things. It's within the manosphere. We're reacting. The conversation is centered around men's health, and how men are viewed and how men are treated within society. And I thought it was a conversation that we could tackle because it's something we've been talking about already, but it's also in the context of relationships. We're going to get to react to this and seeing how men and women, especially how women view the issues that go with men. So with no further ado, let's get into it.
Does society care about men? Chris Rock said, women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved when they can provide something.
Before we let them respond, that's motherfucking right. That's motherfucking right. Outside of your parents, probably not even both parents.
Yeah, bro. I was about to say, not even all kids, bro. Like women, little girls,
Yeah,
and animals.
yeah. Get
That's
unconditional love.
Yeah, because even little boys, once they get about 8, 9, 10 years old,
Now you got to start earning that young scrapper. Because it's like I was telling somebody the other day. So there, and I'm not saying this is stagnant for every father, but I do know when the boy becomes a man, he now has to earn his father's respect. And you have to earn your father's respect by becoming somebody. Because yeah, he loves you, but he loves you in a way that was from birth to 18. And yeah, your pop's gonna be there for you, all these things, but you're a grown man now. He wants to see you as a man, and the only way he can see you as a man is to respect you. So you have to earn this respect. Your mom's gonna love you regardless.
right? And see, the beautiful part about that is it goes into the concept that men need respect.
Yes.
More than they need love in a lot of cases.
Right.
And they want respect more than they want love in a lot of cases. So even with me, I got 3 boys. You know, I love all 3 of them. Some of them, you know, they kids. They sometimes, love is an emotion. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
But if they ever want me to see them as adults, they gotta earn my respect.
Yeah. I mean, you loved your sons. Little boys do need love. Don't get it twisted what we're saying. Little boys need love.
Right.
But grown men need respect.
Right. The world is about respect for a man.
A woman, when she don't respect the man, she gonna treat him like shit.
Yeah.
She gonna do whatever. And it's funny because they always talk about the maturity of women. But when a woman finds herself in a place where she either earns more or she don't have respect for that dude, and usually earning more leads to not having respect for that dude, she because we've heard women in on these videos and on these podcasts and say that basically I will disrespect you and I will treat you like you ain't shit if you don't earn more than me, or you don't do this and you don't do these things, because they understand that you need the respect, and I'm gonna shit on your respect. So yeah, if you're a grown ass man out here and you think that some woman gonna give you unconditional love,
Are men only loved by condition?
Oh, totally, 100%. I think it's part of the journey for a man to understand that when you're transitioning from being a boy into a man, and realizing that it's like that unconditional love and acceptance you get from your mum is not shared by the rest of the world. And then, it's about that struggle to
Facts.
straight up.
understand, it's not necessarily going to come, how can I put it? You're going to get love, but only based upon the value you can create for yourself.
Right.
And that's it. When I've seen guys who don't get that, or they're caught in this delusion, or they're not getting, they've not had that basis of preparation from
Stop
their
soft
parents.
speaking. Say the shit.
They really struggle. They really struggle as developing into men, because you need that self-reliance. Because if you're walking around in the world wanting for that unconditional love, then you've got a long wait.
Basically, what you just said.
Yeah.
For men that don't understand that you gotta get that everybody ain't gonna love you the way your mom does, that everybody is not gonna give you unconditional love. It's a struggle.
Hey, it's so funny. It's a video of Mike Tyson and Lil Boosie having this conversation, and Mike Tyson, apparently this is Lil Boosie's first time come across this concept, because Mike Tyson blew his mind when Mike Tyson told him that a woman ain't gonna love you the way your mama did. Throw that shit out the window. If you think your woman gonna love you like your mama, you set yourself up to be a simp and be stepped on.
Look, man, at best, and I know it's gonna be a bunch of people, a bunch of women would disagree with this, but evidence and facts and stats bear this out. Look, at best, if you have the best woman in the world and you stumble on the hard times,
the clock is
ticking.
Yep, the clock is ticking.
And the only thing best means is that you got more time than somebody than worst. So in the worst case, if you with a bad woman, she gonna leave immediately. If you with a good one, you might got a couple months to a couple years. But the clock is ticking.
Most women don't mess with dudes who can't bring nothing at all. Even if you don't have a job or something, they good at sex. And that has a lease. That's like a 6 to 12 month lease.
Yeah, the clock is ticking.
Yeah. So you better know it.
Are there stipulations to a man being loved?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that women really love men like that. Do you know what I mean? There's always a condition. There is definitely always a condition to it. Do you know what I mean? I think that when you grow up, you learn this like very quickly. You learn.
I don't want to be cancelled.
I think when you look at your the relationships from like uncles, aunties, and things like that, and then you look at the relationships between your mother and father, you can instantly see this. Do you know what I mean? And I think the reason why a lot of relationships break up, or even marriages break up, is most of it's to do with most of it's financial reasons. So that should show you that a lot of the time,
So broke guys don't deserve love.
Well, I think women want to love. They want to love you, but it's just if you're looking at it from a nature standpoint, they just can't. They just can't do it after a certain time.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. They're gonna leave.
Had a
Showing
song
that
about
Huh?
Cardi B had a song about it. In one of Cardi B's songs, she said, broke boys don't deserve no kitty.
So
I know that's right was the chant following it.
So that's what because I'm gonna let Pearl ask the question. I'm gonna let Pearl ask it.
You're on job, you're on point, then it's something in them it just clicks off.
Lady?
Do you want to go first?
So I've been thinking about this quite a lot. And something you said was like, you know, you said like after your mum, like no one else.
Speaking to the mic.
Sorry, like after your mum, no one else is gonna love you unconditionally. And that's what I'm thinking. Isn't the only people gonna love you unconditionally is your parents, is your mum and dad? Like, why do we expect anyone else to love us as unconditional as well? I mean, yes, granted, your partner, your kids should, but they're always gonna have like qualms with you. So I feel like I don't know cases, and I could be wrong, where women are loved unconditionally.
Shut
I
man,
was waiting on that.
shut that bullshit up, girl.
I knew it was coming.
Shut that shit up. Stop
I knew it
lying.
was coming.
See, Pearl, if you ever see this, you need to let me on your podcast. 'Cause look, I don't care about nobody's feelings like that. I'm gonna be, hey man, y'all lying. You lying, you lying, you lying. Women get loved unconditionally all the time. What does a woman have to do for a dude to really have that type of love? Because a man, it will, if a woman loses her job, if a woman goes through hard times, if a woman not fucking up, if a woman doing things and it's nothing that's fully detrimental to a relationship, she just going through things, the man gonna stick by her side. A man could hit a bump in the road and the woman will lose respect for him because the bump in the road lasted too long for her.
Look,
She being disingenuous.
bruh, there are channels and people out there because I like to equate the two. So the biggest thing for men is being able to provide, right? That's the
Yep.
number one thing that people talk about.
Yep.
The biggest thing for women is how you look. Let's just
Right.
be real about it.
Right.
So in a relationship, first off, you got people nowadays, you got women that are not the best looking and also are not in great shape saying they won't date a man with a car. Right.
Right.
So that's one level of provision where we have to accept you when you're not at your best, but it's okay to not accept me when I'm not at my best. But then we get into relationships, and we've heard people tell women to leave a man who fell on hard times,
Yep.
and after a
Yep.
certain amount of time couldn't
Yep.
get their shit together in time. But
Right.
whenever a man come out and say she gained 30 pounds and it just wasn't working for me,
You wrong.
everybody piles on.
You wrong. You wrong
You
because
supposed to love her no matter what.
that's unconditional versus conditional love, white shirt.
The thing about, like, a woman can do nothing and a man will love her. Like, she can just exist.
Sorry, go on.
Whereas like men have to become, so they have to get good at talking to women. They have to understand how we operate. They have to learn how to make money. They have to learn all these different things in order to attract us, where women can just exist.
But isn't that a fault of a man not having enough standards? So if we are putting a standard of, I have to do A, B, and C for me to love you, but because men say, I don't care about her money, I don't care about what she does, anything.
I give her that.
I'm going to take whatever girl I want. That's a them problem, not necessarily like a society problem, because like if you want to glove someone from doing nothing, that's kind of on you, really. So I think it's more.
But she's still being disingenuous because it is a
Yeah.
societal problem for what we just explained. You're
Yeah,
still
it's-
being disingenuous.
yeah.
Yeah, that dude shouldn't choose her, but it's acceptable for her to do that. That's the issue. That is
we're talking
acceptable.
about society. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So, damn it.
You want to glove someone from doing nothing, that's kind of on you, really. So I think it's more.
Well,
kind
it's
of
like
reality.
when men meet a new girl, right? And they say to their boys, "Oh, I've met a new girl," and the boys say, "What does she look like?" Right? When women meet a new man, women say, "I've met this new guy." I said, "What does he do?" It's totally different. So women want to know what this guy can do, and men want to know what she looks like.
I think we ask both. I always look like what you do. Like,
Yeah.
I think always what you look like first, because you need to know what it looks like. Then it's like, oh, what does he do? But it's very important in a woman's conversation what he does. Definitely.
I don't think that's true. You wouldn't ask what he looks like.
Yes, I would. I
Yeah.
want to see a
What does
picture
he
of
look
him.
like?
Go on WhatsApp. Show me his picture. 100%.
Yeah.
No, I'd say that. Well, I'm not a girl, but
Would
I
that
do
be your
say.
initial though?
Sorry.
Would it be the first thing you ask?
Yes.
Yeah, for me.
What does he
yeah.
look like?
Well, you
Yeah.
know,
They lying.
women are.
They lying.
different in 2022 where they almost
Hard.
rate men the way that like men used to rate women,
yeah.
where they
Yeah.
value looks higher than they ever have because of the development of birth control, where before like they had to prioritize other things
I don't
because
think
they had the
she's
risk of
lying.
getting pregnant, so they couldn't just
But I think she's still being disingenuous. Like, even if she wants to know what he looks like, she really cares what he does.
But the question he asked was, do you ask about looks first, or do you ask about what he does? Let's just I haven't experienced a lot of women asking about what he looked like versus what he does first. And let's just say, for sake of argument, they do. Like they said, what he does matters more.
Right. That's where I'm at with it. Cause I have heard women say, "Oh, show me a picture," and follow that up with, "What does he do?"
Oh, that nigga, he
Why?
cute, but he broke.
Right. So it don't at the end of the day, what he look like don't matter if he ain't about nothing.
Unless she ain't about nothing.
prioritize other things because they had the risk of getting pregnant, so they couldn't just sleep with the hot guy. But now like women put looks higher because they have birth control, so they can sleep with the hot guy even if he's not going to stick around.
Yeah.
Where before it was more like beta quote unquote
Is that working
traits.
for society? A woman putting a man's his looks over what he can provide.
Definitely won't. Yeah, it won't work.
It's not. That's why we say broke men don't deserve love. That's the whole point of the campaign. Is like
What?
we don't think it's enough. So no.
So then would you say fat chicks don't deserve love on the same token?
I mean, look, someone's gonna love a homosexual, someone's gonna love a fat chick. So
No,
someone's gonna get theirs.
See, nah, no, stop dancing. Stop dancing, stop changing. If a broke man don't deserve love because he's less than a fat chick don't deserve love because she's less than, because we value looks just that much. We don't care if y'all like it or not. That's how much we value looks. The same way you all value us being able to provide, we value looks. And if a broke man don't deserve love, then fat girls don't deserve love, right? According to her logic, right?
If we being fair about it, if broke dudes don't deserve no kitty, then
Fat girls don't deserve no willy.
right, right. That's just
According to her logic.
that's just what that means.
No, not for men though, because like most historically, 1 out of 3 men didn't reproduce. And I think it's actually less than that. I don't know the exact number,
She stay
but
dropping them
80%
facts.
of women reproduced historically. I think it's 40% of men reproduced historically. So women in general can always get love from someone, but men, they can't.
But why do you define that as love? Like, just because they had someone that could reproduce with, that doesn't necessarily mean they were loved.
Because, what do you mean, the women or the men?
So the women, so you're counting love just by reproduction, right? So you're saying because women were able, 80% of women were able to reproduce, that then means that 80% of women were loved.
Well, I'm saying that there's always someone that's going to date a girl, because a third of, like, 1 out of 3 men haven't had sex in the past year or is a virgin under 30. So I'm saying there's always someone, like, there, you've seen My 600-Pound Life.
Yeah.
They all have boyfriends.
Yeah.
But it's not the same vice versa.
I think a broke man can.
But what Pearl is saying is real though. It's real. And I love how she hit him with the facts, because the chick in the black. So you see she had to hone in on how do you think they experience love? So you just glossing over the actual conversation and just hang on what you want to hang on, because you don't really have a solid argument or anything sound to say. So how do you know they experience love? Did you not just hear what she was saying, the overall scheme? They're reproducing, they're getting what they want out of the deal. Men aren't. So no matter what the woman looks like, no matter how she presents herself, she could be the worst version of herself. Somebody is gonna mess with her, and somebody is expected to mess with her, because, like they say, all women deserve to be loved. That's what they say, don't they?
That's what they say. All women deserve love. That's the narrative. All women are a 10. All women deserve to be treated like a queen.
Right.
All women deserve unconditional love. And like, again, if we playing this game of being disingenuous, then whatever. But it's, well, like, this, when you make a woman mad, she most, I won't say all, but most of them will remind you very quickly of all of the options they have.
Yeah.
Women know that they can always find another man. It might not be
Now,
the man they want, but they can find somebody that will love them.
now you know the man that they won't do that with. It's the motherfucker that got options as well. It's the motherfucker who they know is the real deal. But most likely, if they not on they shit, they don't have that dude and they just fucking and they can't keep that dude. So they can even pull that card on that dude.
Right, but see, that dude is one of the few, the proud, the brave. Like that dude, like let's be clear, especially in today's day and age, that dude is like probably less than 5 to 10% of the US male
Yeah.
population.
Yeah. Yeah. And he know it.
Right. The average dude, like the stats she presented, like I think the stats are a little, last time I looked, the stats are actually a little bit worse as far as the amount of men that are virgins at 30, 25, and 30. And
That's
then the
amazing.
amount of men that have not had sex in the past year, I want to say is at 45 or 50%, somewhere around there, last I looked. And the amount of men without kids, like all of these numbers are elevated.
Right.
Dudes, come on. Like we're not playing this game.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it goes back to the society is making up the way the societal makeup is we have to make concessions and provisions for women at all costs. And men, it's just straightforward. You either get your shit together or you don't. But women, we can give you grace periods. Fuck that shit.
Let
Fellas,
me
y'all got to step y'all game up.